Hello there. What's going on? Been a little minute. My name is Reference. I call myself Reference because that's all I could do for you. That's all that I can be. Give you a name, a topic. Usually, I'm not going to explain the whole shebang. I'm just going to give you enough that you can research on your own, give topics to spark the mind. I'm definitely all about enlightening. Each one, teach one is the key. The first one I want to talk about, or the first topic I want to talk about, is this water crisis topic. Everybody got their 2 cents. I ain't gonna keep my 2 cents in my pocket. I'm gonna express to you what I think, and just share. So the water crisis that's going on in different places around the world. For one, I was seeing that they drained the Rio de Janeiro lake or river, Rio de Janeiro, or De Janeiro, whatever you call it. But check it out. They said that it's been drained of its water. A lake in North Carolina also has been drained. A guy was like, he came there to fish all the time. He came there to check out the river, and the next time he went there, he was able to put a chair many yards where water used to be and just sit down and chill. So he's giving his voice, and that's not cool. Also, Oregon, the state of Oregon on the West Coast had a state of emergency water crisis, talking about how the AI systems, the way they are being placed or built, is draining the water, amongst others. If you didn't hear about it, cool. Just look it up. Just look it up. Freshwater depletion. What you gonna drink if these systems are draining from the AI? And I'm thinking to myself, if they shown you that the AI is draining it, or they showing you what you're doing, it must be an underlying meaning or hidden subject or hidden actions that they don't want you to see. For example, we all heard about that to access different portals, access different worlds through the ocean and through the water. There's water underneath waters. So if I was an evil genius, I'll be looking for these type of things. So they going underneath the water to find these gateways, or they going underneath water to find out where these sightings of ships or different beings is going into, to travel or to hide. There's been thousands of fish, turtles, and also sea life that float up on the waters, and that's not a good thing, y'all. So do your research, and if you feel like you can play a part in this situation, do it. They also doing it for water control. Water is the source of life. We all drink water, and if you don't, we all eat fruits, and that is alkaline, and water is within the fruits, but we all know what they are doing to that. And the corporations, different corporations and different groups of people that own these corporations. If you look through the stock, check out the stock, check out Instagram short clips, check out what they're saying about these corporations buying up the waters. And if they buy up the water, they will control what's in the water as far as genetically modifying. And if they genetically modify the water, they can genetically modify you to an extent. That's the fear mongering they're giving out. But there is machines. One is called the off-grid water machine. Check it out, look it up. Or there's individuals, Caucasian and African American or black, whatever you want to call it, These machines are being built where it turns oxygen and moisture with the help of heat to produce fresh water out of the moisture out of the air, out of thin air. And that would be great for a lot of towns and cities if we could all try to get together to at least do that through a nonprofit means. That way, the government that we supposed to be running and where all our money goes as far as taxes and fees and other things should be able to buy this for us and constantly be running to fill up drinking water in case of that. So they've been talking about our water reserves. For every problem, there's a solution through the mechanics of the mind. So yes, there's a lot of fear going on in regards to our water disappearing, but what can we do to get together to stop it, or what can we get together to at least make sure our bodies, your crop, is being fed, and your children. All right. So I just want to do that quick little short on water. The second topic I want to talk about is protection. For me, I do protection for the most part every morning in regards to my daughter, my two granddaughters, and my niece as a basic, as a minimum. I imagine a purple and white light covering them. Or I might call upon the energy within me through my will, desire, intention, and imagination to protect them throughout the day. Please understand that the more light that you carry, or the known purpose that you have on this planet, if it's influential and it has something to do with not just your own purpose, but the purpose of helping or being a service to the people or doing something for the world as a collective, expect your family to be attacked. And expect the ones in your family to be attacked that does not have that light about themselves, or that's, all about the matrix. They don't believe in what you believe in. Y'all are most likely on the page of agree to disagree on a disagreement basis, just for so y'all be cool. And that's cool, but they're open, or certain children, certain aunties, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, especially kids, boy or girls, open to be possessed by an entity or a deity and be possessed to do something or do harm to your child or somebody close to you to influence you. So keep an eye on your children. And sad to say, you can't even leave your kids nowhere nowadays. But at the same time, you will be attacked by those closest to you. That is an open vessel for attack. You can find a good example of the movie Fallen by Denzel Washington. It's a guy in there he learned the ability to jump bodies, and to help Denzel recognize who he is and how serious this is and how real it is to jump open vessels and jump in open bodies that's operating on a low vibration. He always sing the song, "Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time." He'll sing that song for you. And it'll come through your son. It'll come through your brother, your uncle, or whomever to disrupt or corrupt your inner circle, like a pool of sharks to the table that don't belong there, and y'all some dope-ass dolphins, so to speak. I'm not saying sharks can't be cool too, but a small example, the movie Denzel Washington, The Fallen. As far as the water depletion and water crisis, that's kind of all over the news, but you have to look at the intentions behind the obvious, behind the obvious. And, so, excuse me. You can also get into Color magic. Color magic will help you, in regards to knowing the meaning of this information, meaning of the light, and then when you shoot out this light, or like how I said in detail, I use a circular auric field or a bubble that'll protect my daughter, and the color of that will be royal purple because she is royal. Royal helps, especially with the woman, and the color of rape, attack, manipulation, and you have this force field up. And I also send white light because it repels the negativity or repels the bull crap. You know what I mean? So, and then you send that white light and you send that purple light, and it's mixed and produces a field around them and my granddaughters and my niece. So these are some of the things I do early in the morning when I wake up before they start their day, so they could go throughout the day with some type of protection, along with the protection they already have on them, etc. Another thing I want to talk about for the third topic is, parasites are still prevalent and they're still present. And I wanted to give y'all 3 references that can help with deworming or parasite cleanse. And they're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and prevalent on YouTube. The Goddess Collection by Crystal Alkaline Goddess Collection on Facebook, and she also has a warehouse. She's known. You could look up for parasite cleanse and deworming. Also, Dr. B Serious. Serious, not like, ooh, I'm serious, but serious like the star. So, or system. So when you type it in, Dr. B Serious, he has a parasite book, and he also has a book on parasite cleanse. So that'll be a second reference. The third reference is a young lady named Mama Rose. She's on Facebook, Instagram, I believe TikTok. And she also has a parasite cleanse, a little more inexpensive than the rest. But from what I hear from a few testimonies, that it works. These parasites is easily inhabited by the energy of doubt, the energy and mental of manipulating you to not take, for example, action, or to keep you from high vibrational goals, or even delivering your purpose here in this life before you go. And these different parasites have a name. I know Dr. B Serious was mentioning the toxoplasma parasite that exists in the brain. When you're trying to do something, or you might be reading, but you don't act on the reading. That's just how you is, and you don't know why. And you know that's not true, but unfortunately, through what we eat, through things we're exposed to, these parasites multiply in you, and they have some type of control, unfortunately. So, these control your actions. It's more or less nobody stopping you, but you're being controlled and manipulated, because these things pretty much you're putting your own foot in your own way for any type of success, and due to these DT or entity or vesseled parasite, which we all know lives inside you, depending on who you are. But just in case, get a detox, get a worm detox, did a parasite cleanse, follow the instructions. If you want to make some on your own, cool, and do that particular fast from, whatever. But the main issue is parasite and deworming cleanse, and those are your references: Mama Rose, Dr. B Serious, and the Goddess Collection, Crystal Alkaline Goddess Collection that they have on Facebook. Number 4 I want to talk about is, real quick, sexual tantra. I want to talk about sexual tantra in a real short, in regards to getting out of that porn state, that state of mind. Who didn't watch porn before? I've seen porn before. Yeah, it's cool to watch, but not if you're addicted to it in the wrong manner, or you addicted to it in a low vibrational way. It's no wrong with glimpsing at it to study, but then don't use that as an excuse. You know, because the attack on sexual tantra, or the attack on the art of making love, or the dance, has been produced and equated to the animal nature of a thing. That's what porno does. All right. And then you feed in that picture or them individuals the energy. All right. You know, nobody's perfect, but I'm just getting down to the nitty gritty. All right. So you want to be in your sexual higher self nature of high and lofty thoughts within the act. So watch your mindset, your intention when you're in the, in the moment. For example, sexual tantra will help you with relieving stress, help you with relaxation, and it'll help you with duo self elevation or cultivation or self transformation and elevation. And what can you do? Breath work, mantra work, using different techniques to rid yourself or clean up your aura or clear your mind up of these thoughts so you could get into the proper act for the proper reasons. Before you get into act, it's something that you must do with self and with your significant other to, clean you up before you actually start doing anything. So that way you can progress further. There's also Tantra. When you deal with mantra and Tantra, sometimes you deal with also sound, frequency, things to influence your auric field, and affirmity. Like you affirming to your partner, y'all affirming to each other. Affirmational Tantra, affirmational mantra, and also breath work. You can look that information up through Montauk Chia, Chinese dude. He's about 80 years old now, I believe. But a lot of information, he's still doing well. He's still out there. Also, Dr. AlimElBay.com. Alim as in ALIM, El Bay, the wonderful Moor. And Montauk Chia, MANTAUK, Chia, CHIA. Do some research on that. They have a lot of techniques. You also, when dealing with sexual tantra, to practice being in the present moment, less distractions mentally and physically, to be in the moment. And it's not always hard to do because, sometimes the woman is excited, the man is excited, and y'all got thoughts of earlier today and tomorrow, but it help you be present on the act of what you're doing, and understand that the next, thing to think about is when you're in the midst of a couple's connection. When y'all in the art of making love, it should be a true connection of higher thoughts, of transformation. What is your intention? What if your purpose is quickies is okay? Hey, who don't love a quickie? But be inside that connection between y'all two, and make sure it's high and lofty thoughted and intentional, instead of, couples performing for egotistic basis just to come real quick, or just to get that feeling to come, being that couple's connection in order to multiply yourself and cultivate and help the transformation into bringing out the God or goddess within yourself from amongst who you are and the different levels to access. Same thing if you don't have a significant other, that's cool. The self-connection with yourself, you making love with yourself. Are you exercising yourself, fellas, for a true connection and true purpose? Or you exercise yourself, fellas, for self-pleasure on an ego basis just to get a nut? You see what I'm saying? Just to get a nut. Some of the information you can find out by Dr. Wayne Chandler. He's pretty much, very much still alive. He's deal with Qigong, sexual Tantra, and he studied under Montauk Chia, amongst other things. You could look him up. Dr. Wayne Chandler with a C, Chandler. Well, those are my 4 topics, man. I keep it in short just to spark the mind. If not, I could talk all day, hours and hours. But for those who's watching, those who understand and those, do the research, and they'll help you, each one teach one, and cultivate. You can find me on YouTube and Facebook for now. My name is Reference. I'm at Reference Channel 2, Channel 2 DV. Reference at CH Channel 2 DV. I'm also on Facebook as Josh Stokes. So you'll be able to find this information. I'll do a better job as far as marketing myself to you for each one teach one purposes. So those are your 4 topics. Dealing with the water news, and the good news behind it, because we always have a solution to a big problem. The protection of your kids and the technique you can do for them every morning when they go out through the day to daycare or around family members or friends. And the color magic beside it. We're dealing with parasites because we want to be introduced to people who can teach us and help us to release these parasites out of our body, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and many other ways to release these parasitic entities that live within us. And also talking about, getting out of the lower nature of the sexual act and be in the higher nature. So, my name is Reference. That's all I got for you. Check me out when you get a chance. Peace and love. 1.